Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Let's Play World of Warcraft. So we're continuing on today. We are looking for this Ursal the Maulers. So he is apparently up here, so I think we can follow this path and actually find that location. So last time we got to level 9, we're almost level 10. How exciting is that? And we'll get our mounts and all that fun stuff in the near future as well, which that's a lot of fun. I think we're actually going a little further than this. We just have to go for a bit of a walk down the road here. I love the lighting in this game. They actually added in the crazy light the RTX, no, ray tracing. There you go. Yeah, I guess that's why they call it RTX, right? Ray tracing. Anyways, yeah, so they added the RTX or RTA lighting into the game, but I tried it out. The FPS is fine, but actually I didn't like it as much because, maybe it'll have more effect in new zones and things like that. But I actually found it to kind of like almost kill some of the lighting in some areas, and they weren't so fun and defined. And I mean, that's how it works, right? Like when you look over, somewhere on the ground, you see such heavy, defined shadows. Technically, in real life, those would be more blurred out, right? They'd be lighter, and a little bit more light would leak through them and things like that. So they wouldn't come off like that, right? But I kind of like the hardness of it, so that's why I don't use it. Also, and I mean, I tried this on the PTR. I have to try it on the live server. When I was in Shadowlands, when I was in the Stormwind, my FPS went from like 120 to like 50. Yeah, so in that case, that's like, no thanks. Maybe another day. So that might not be the case anymore. That could have been a PTR issue. It could have been some other issue, obviously. And I'll definitely give it a try later on, but I do not need my ray tracing lighting, especially since it's kind of like a early state. It's not like, oh my goodness, it's amazing. It feels like Blizzard just kind of threw it in there in a sense. I also have a 2080, and I mean, which is a nice card, but the 2080 was the first series, right, with the RTX. And as far as I know, they have a lot of performance issues with RTX, and where it really shines is basically the new version, the 3080 Plus or the 3070 even probably does a much better job at the ray tracing than what I have. So I have no money at all. I have no sugar daddy. Joking aside, yeah, I have no money at all to get an upgrade, and I'm happy with my 3080, and I'll be happy for it for years to come, honestly. So I'll stick to it and enjoy what I got, right? Make the best of it. But yeah, for those people who have the 3080, you probably will find it works a lot better without too many issues. But keep in mind, there might be some, simple, I call them engine limitations, where maybe they're causing a bit of performance issues on that too. And as time goes on, maybe some patches or maybe other expansions, obviously they'll dig through that a little bit more and make it better. So the future's bright anyways when it comes to Blizzard doing that. Now, Blizzard is actually upgrading their technology more and more. Like, I swear, everything looks better than it did 2 years ago. Now, that could just be me and just it's all in my head, but I feel like things look more defined, look more beautiful. So, I mean, that seems pretty damn cool. But Blizzard is slowly upgrading the game as time goes on. They still, support, friggin' 10-plus-year-old hardware. They're not really in the sense of saying, well, we support it. It's that there was a group of people who had issues recently. Like, for example, the eyes on their characters were glitched. They were like black or something like that. They weren't rendering correctly. And what was happening there is basically they didn't support, what was it, like SSC something, one of the features on the CPU. So what Blizzard did was they added a fallback. So instead of saying, sorry, your device is not compatible, maybe not even let them play, basically they added a fallback feature that would let those players still continue to enjoy the game. And so there was a bug anyways with that feature not correctly working. So they're fixing it. Might be already fixed, but that gives you an idea that even though people play with very old hardware still, Blizzard's always out there kind of making sure everyone has the ability to sort of still play. And I mean, World of Warcraft still plays with quite old hardware, which is pretty nice. So I don't think there's anything else in here for us to do. No? Okay. So we got them all done, actually. Yeah, we do. We will just jump in here and hope for the best. When you kind of go in all blindly. We're kind of lucky because that guy probably just came in just a second ago, so some of these guys are kind of dead. They're dead and gone. So as you can see, we're on our 3rd episode, which, I mean, we talked a lot in the 1st episode, but obviously we could have easily gotten to, say, level 10 in an hour, not even. But if you think about that, level 10 in an hour, that was like the equivalent of, like, what, level 25 before? Maybe not quite that high, but it was quite a lot, actually. You know what? I'm going to look it up for you guys. Okay, so, yeah, level 10 would have been around 20 to 22. So there you go. So to give you an idea, when we're level 20, that'll be the equivalent of being like level 45 before. So yeah, you definitely level way, way friggin' faster. There would have been no way, you know, maybe I was like level, you know what, I don't even know if I would have been level 15 in the 2 episodes, to be fair. Maybe I could have been close to that, but it was definitely not obviously this fast. And that's I guess that's a nice thing for a lot of people out there. Not to me as much. I don't actually mind slow leveling in World of Warcraft, but obviously not, you know, for everyone, so. Okay, we're back in town here. We'll go ahead and then hand this puppy in. Ooh, we get a nice little vest. And there you go, ding, level 10. So we've unlocked, well, let's see what here. Mount equipment is available. Specializations. What's the specializations? Yeah, those aren't available. Oh, no, yeah, they are available. Yeah, specializations are available. Thinking talents. Dungeon Finder, which apparently we can do, oh, Battle for Azeroth normal. So this is because we have to travel to, what's her name? Chromie, and we have to set ourselves to, I believe, the Outlands. Or not Outlands, sorry, Cataclysm, which basically means Cataclysm the expansion, but I think also Vanilla itself. And then we can do those dungeons. But yeah, that's why that comes up like that. So I could, you know, basically right now, everyone who plays without touching Chromie is considered leveling Battle for Azeroth content, which means, to give you an idea, if we hover over these zones, at level 30, this zone will become, well, probably might be at 31, for example, but basically it'll turn gray, meaning that I'll get no more experience from, etc., right? So obviously that's something you don't want. So basically we can go to Chromie and all of a sudden, boom, all the zones scale to 50, which is awesome. But remember, you have to lock your EXP at 49. If you hit 50, you lose all that ability to use Chromie at this time. So I want to make sure people realize that. So anyways, you got the Dungeon Finder, you got Battlegrounds. I actually don't know how Battlegrounds work now because of the new system. Is it Cooking Impossible? Oh, Brawling Cooking Impossible unlocks at level 50? I don't know what this cooking thing is. But here's the question. Does this scale? So is this like a 1 to 49, 1 to 50? Like, how does the random Battlegrounds work? Kind of interested in that, because I like Battlegrounds. We'll do some of those over time. Anyway, so you got your 2 Battlegrounds unlocked down there, and obviously we hit level 10. And we also unlocked Travel Form. Hello! And this Travel Form should tell us here, which it doesn't. It will it basically should be, I think, 40% speed, which would be 42 for us. So let's do 2 things. So first, we're going to go to our specializations. This is usually our specialization and talent. So right now, I think we're nothing, right? Yes, we're nothing. Basically, we don't have any extra bonuses or anything like that. So the first thing you can do is activate it. So you can be, with Druids, you can be Balance. So that's like your Mage caster. Furl is like your Rogue, basically. Guardian's like your tank, like a warrior or whatever. And Restoration is like your healer, like a priest. Now, obviously, those are horrible examples because, I mean, these are nothing like a priest. These are nothing like a warrior. These are nothing... Actually, Furl is a bit more like a rogue, I would say, a bit more. But obviously, very different skill sets and things like that. And these skills are nothing like a mage, obviously. But the point is, it's like, this is your caster, magical damage caster. This is your, you know, leather, melee, fast, rapid fighter. This is your, you know, tankish brute, you know, melee guy. And then this is your ranged, you know, magical healer, in a sense, using nature. So maybe that's a better way of saying it versus what I said before. But I was trying to compare them to give you an idea why Druids are so badass, because there's so many classes in one that you can never go wrong, right? Like, you always have the amazing class at your hands. But anyways, learning to ride. So we have a quest for riding, which we will do in the near future. But you will just have to hold on. Another thing is, it's add-on time. So I like to know, like, what's my speed right now? I like to know a bit more stats about me. Well, the game has some basic stats, but they're pretty amateur. And Blizzard had, a long time ago, nerfed these a bit. There was a bit more displayed, but not always like tons. But basically, they made them easier, and it makes sense. For most people, they don't care, right? But I do like to see a bit more information. So we have another add-on to add today, which is ta-da-da, Deja character stats, and I also got that from Curse's website. At least at the time of recording, who knows what it's turning into? It's turning into Overwolf, but. I'll make a video in the future if you guys ask to do add-ons and show you how add-ons work, how to manually install them, what other options there are out there, because I really don't like what Curse is coming out with, but I'll figure a way to help you guys, obviously. Okay, so now if we open our character screen, boom, look at all those beautiful stats. And it also shows us our mount speed here, or movement speed, I should say. So run speed, 132%, because we're in cat form. If we're out of cat form, it's 102. Remember I told you we have that racial ability that gives us 2%. Flight speed's 110. Well, we don't have the ability to fly. Swim is 67, a little faster in the future. And then if we go ahead into our this form, you can actually see now we have 142%. So this is 40%. And I believe around level 20, you will actually unlock the other version, which will give it like 60% bonus onto it. So this will move literally at the speed of a mount, except if you're in a guild, your mounts actually can move at 210%. So unfortunately, well, it's 110% added, right? So unfortunately, they are a bit faster, but with our, racial, at least we'd be moving 202%, I guess, with this. So, I mean, we're not doing too bad. Maybe they've changed something with that too. I don't know. But either way, yeah, cool add-on and great information, obviously. And I actually like to add that to my bar here. So we're going to go over here and we're going to add our travel form. And I'm going to add it to, I think, this one? Or is it really that one? It might be that one. I think I don't have the macro here, maybe. That's why. Yeah, I don't think that it's supposed to be like mouse button, I think, but it doesn't work. Yeah, so let's change that in here. So we're gonna go to escape key bindings. We're gonna go to multi-action bar, so not the other one. And it's supposed to be alternate mouse button. Okay, so you're on the bottom left. That doesn't even make sense, to be fair. Oh, that must be over there. Middle mouse button, action 7. Oh, you know what? We lost, when we reloaded, I think we lost half of our, something happened with our action bars, I think. We had these all activated, but sometimes things screw up and you lose it. That's why. Okay, there it is. That's where the middle. See, I was wondering, I had this set up a long time ago, so it should be the same spot, but that's why. Basically, we lost some of our hotbar settings. So sometimes you gotta check. I think that might be related to the reload we did, so. Anyways, let's keep going, my friends. So where are we going now? We're gonna go over to here, which we haven't been over here yet. Herbalism. Yeah, where do you learn herbalism? Is it in here? Oh yeah, there's a herb trainer. You can actually learn Cataclysm right away too. I'm not going to bother. I might accidentally do it eventually, but that's Cataclysm herb. The reason why you see Vanilla and the Cataclysm mixed in together is Cataclysm is kind of the expansion that was in the main world. I was going to say the overworld, that ended up happening in the main world. So it is a bit confusing for some players because, well, basically, I'll show you where Cataclysm Zone is. It's right here. Mount Hyjal right here. So that was a 30 to 35 zone that happened. And they actually implemented the new zones within the world itself. Cataclysm, basically, if you weren't here, you want to know the difference between classic World of Warcraft and Cataclysm. Basically, classic World of Warcraft is before the world changed, before they turned it inside out, basically. So, pretty cool stuff, anyways. Which, if there was enough demand, I'd probably do a classic series on the side, but I don't think people would care as much. And there's so many people who play it, you know. I do like to play it before things kind of go to hell, but yeah. Okay, we good? Okay, yeah. There's just a bit of lag there. For the first couple of weeks after a PTR or even the expansion, a little bit of a performance hit does tend to happen, and that's just kind of natural, so. We good? Or, oh no, maybe. Okay, here we go.
Good luck,
There
friend.
you go. Might as well tell you something right now. So he has something called Heirloom. So if we right-click him, right, inspect them, he's got all this cool-looking stuff. And look at all the gear and all the stats and everything. These are called Heirlooms. And I even have them, but I'm not going to wear them because I don't find them legit. But if we go to our collections, and these are my mounts and stuff, pets, toys, Heirlooms, all this is account-based these days. You can see all the ones. So if I go here and do all classes, I have apparently 74 out of 95 of them unlocked in the game. And yeah, basically these are heirlooms, and you can spawn them in your inventory. So you click this, and you can spawn them in your inventory and use it. And they have different, obviously stats on them, but they also scale as time goes on. And so some of them have these really cool, I guess they all have basically the same set bonus. So a set of 2 of them, rested EXP is rested experience consumed is reduced by 30%. A set of 3 increases your out-of-combat regeneration in outdoors, normal dungeons, and battlegrounds. Basically, less healing, your mana and your health go up a lot faster. A set of 5, gaining a level triggers the burst of knowledge, dealing 93 damage nearby. So see that? You see that guy had that big AoE that came out of him? So the set actually does a big AoE, and basically they just do a bit of damage and get a buff for a bit. So he probably has a buff on him right now. Yeah, so there you go. Agility and knowledge agility increased by 40%. Kill that grants experience or honor increase that duration. So basically he's got a little buff and he can increase it for a short time. It's just a little thing that they put in there, obviously, just to make it a little more fun. But the big thing that those used to be really worthwhile is basically back in the day, it would give you a crap ton of experience. Basically, I think a full set was like 50% or 40% or something like that. And there was other items that can add that. There was potions and basically you name it. There was just so much that could help with that. So that has obviously changed now. Somebody just joined the guild. Interesting. But yeah, pretty cool. I just wanted to show you that what heirlooms were, so and you guys know, and you can get them basically. I think for Alliance, they're actually in Ironforge, at the back of Ironforge, I believe. I'll even show you. Why not? I love you guys. I know where that means we're a little distracted here. Why is Ironforge icon not showing up on the map like usually? Ironforge should be up here, right? There you go, Ironforge. So I believe it's back. Oh yeah, Halls of Explorer. It's in this area in Halls of Explorer. There's a vendor there. I think these days it's just pure gold. You just pay pure gold for it, but I believe that's where it is. Unless Shadowlands have moved it, obviously, then I might be wrong. But yeah, it should be around there. So if you're new and you want some of that fun gear that levels with you, literally you buy it and it levels with you till level 50, I believe. And you don't have to touch it. You buy that piece of gear and you don't have to worry about that slot ever again, basically, till you're 50 plus. And then, well, you're doing the new expansion and leveling is going to get slower and you're going to get way better gear anyways from that content. So you'll know when to replace it because the gear won't be as good. But, and your set bonus probably dies down then as well, so. But, yeah, so that's Heirloom. I just thought you guys would enjoy that, understand a bit more how they work. They added it over time. The reason it was added was back in the day, especially when leveling was a lot slower. It could take you many, many days, even weeks, to level up from 0 to max in the past. Also depending on how much you play, how much you know how to play, what you're doing, obviously. So as time went on, they added an heirlooms, gear to the game. Basically, you would have to mail them to your characters. So you could earn them and stuff, but you had to mail them around before. They had all the account-wide stuff, which was kind of funny. I think they called them BOAs, right? Bind on account. And so you'd mail them to yourself, and then boom, you got yourself a nice BOA set. So what people would do, and I think most of them actually had it, was mailboxes were right there at the start of all the places, and people, like some people would be wondering, why would there be a mailbox right at your start? And well, that was the idea, was people were starting there, and they wanted to open the mailbox right where they started, so they can go and start out with their new gear, their bags, things like that. But we're going to be self-sufficient anyways. We're going to get our own gear. We're going to do dungeons and things like that. And, as we're capping out at 49, it'll get slower and slower and even harder to replace some of that gear, unless we find some cool item sets or something that might have a bonus that might help. But obviously, we'll probably not get much of good gear as time goes on. We'll fill in the gaps, and we'll probably become quite powerful as long as the scaling's quite fair, wearing the equivalent gear and having it pretty much maxed out, you should be pretty damn powerful, to be fair. So, but yeah, there's item level caps in each of the expansions as well. So, oh, you're not gonna let me get that, obviously. So, just to give you an idea, Vanilla, Burning Crusade, all those. I think Vanilla to Burning Crusade, they're like maybe 1 or 2 item level difference, so it's hardly even noticeable. But as you continue to level, those item level caps basically have bigger gaps from what I remember. I had a list somewhere where I read about them, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So, going through the higher expansions, we'll actually get some upgrades eventually, so it's not too bad. But I'm really looking forward to this. I'm going to have a lot of fun, I think. This is a fun series, and it's going to take a hell of a long time. So, and this is so cool, recording at 4K. That's something I've never done. Let's see how my performance is here anyway. So let's go to my GPU. So CPU is fine. My CPU sits at like 10% the entire time we're playing, basically. But my GPU, on the other hand, it's sitting at, well, World of Warcraft. So rendering this entire world, like everything you see here and us doing right now, this is actually doing like 10%, if you can believe this, GPU wise. And yes, it's set to GPU correctly. This is, I have it capped at 60 FPS right now. This is actually only taking, if you can believe that, only about 10% CPU. The encoding, because it's upscaling it to 4K, for example, that is taking 30% GPU. But because we have a decent little GPU, it's not really hitting too hard. And one of the nice features about OBS with NVIDIA now is that if you open OBS in administration mode, OBS will actually know to limit your... Basically, it'll take priority, and so your in-game FPS would go down a bit if you were having FPS issues. But obviously, we're not going to have FPS issues. I tested in Stormwind, and I couldn't get my FPS to go higher than like 15-20% on the GPU, so... I was actually quite amazed by that, because, I mean, like, look how beautiful the game, and that gives you an idea how good this game's coded.
Can I assist?
Even World of Warcraft doesn't do that, like, oddly enough. I mean, I know that game doesn't utilize, all that really well, but the point is, it's just not even close to that. I think he doesn't spawn something we can kill here in a second. Oh, you bitch! She must have been bringing her quest in like we did.
What brings you?
Okay, let's see if we can be the jerk now.
May the stars guide you.
Basically, this guy has a lot of little actions he does, so we just interrupted hers. I see how that guy leveled. He has the BOA, and he literally killed my guys for me.
Goddess, watch over you.
Okay, what do we have now? We got to go all the way up the road, all the way to where we had originally started. So let me head that way, and we'll be back in a sec. Oh, you want to see something cool? This mount, now you can only get it on the black market. Costs like, I think, 5,000. Was it 5,000? No, 5 million. Yeah, not that cheap. 5 million credits for it, basically. But it's an actual moving auction house.
2 centuries
so that is amazing. Obviously, I'll never be able to afford that, and then I'm sure it's more on the black market. But that's really cool. Just vendor my stuff on here. We'll do the auction house probably next episode anyways, so I'm not gonna go and get play with it now, especially since that guy will probably just disappear out of the blue. But yeah, there you go. Got rid of some of our junk. Thought you guys would like that anyways. Okay, so we're down the road here, still hunting for this person. I think we're doing this one here, actually, buddy. Oh, here it is. So I say I don't think we have to go quite that far. I mean, if we have to, we have to, right? But,
I am listening. Farewell.
There you go. Anything else from? No. So we got a quest there, which leads us over back here, which I think there's a pathway back here too, which probably worth following because I think there might be some other quests as well. So might as well do that. So that's the entrance to Darnassus. Basically, that's our capital city for us, so, well, kind of. In the future, maybe not so much, but then again, the capital city for the Alliance is the Stormwind, so that's where everyone hangs anyways. It's kind of too bad, but to be fair, as much as I love this this class a lot and race, I don't like their city as much. I mean, their land's beautiful, but I'm not like, you know, this is what you'd get for Horde, basically. I know they're not quite that way. They're more like Barons and stuff like that, but the idea is I love the, you know, the modern, you know, age kind of that Stormwind really portrays in their cities, and it's just awesome in that sense. That's why I like Alliance a lot. It's not, a lot of people like, oh, you know, you're supposed to play the Horde. Oh, I just realized we got this AoE now. Aha, we got Thrash, which is an AoE, obviously. Not a good AoE, I bet you. Let's see. Strikes all nearby enemies, dealing 3.3 bleeding damage and an additional 10 bleeding damage over 15 seconds. That's very, very little damage. Probably at low levels, that's considered really pathetic. Probably with certain talent skills and just, you know, leveling up and getting up better upgrades, it's probably a bit better then. There we go. I'm just kind of going off the beaten path here because I really like to gather. This the reason we want to gather is, like I said before, we're gonna be self-sufficient. So if you're a brand new player, obviously you're gonna be doing so much better with Battle for Azeroth because every quest gives you better gold, things like that. But I guess the point is that if you're an older player who has the ability to play with the older zones, things like that, or if you want to start over again later on, maybe you have a booster or whatever, that you should be able to you know, be able to buy your first mount, be able to buy your first flying mount, things like that. Be a little, you know, self-sufficient. And that's what we're going to do. So I think gathering should be decent. We'll find out once we get to the auction house on the next episode, and we'll get an idea, you know, how good it is, how bad it is in a sense. They have a new auction house system too, which I can't wait to play around with that too. It looks really interesting. So basically it's kind of like a market, you know, like I guess I couldn't say Eve. I haven't played Eve for a very long time, but I'm not sure even how that's done. But basically, the way it's set up is that basically everyone's stuff is stacked and first come first serve who put them on the auction house, and then of course you can undercut them and stuff. I'm not sure if there's a punishment related to that, but yeah. So you kill a spider. You kill harpies. And then we're supposed to kill something over here, or find something over here. Sorry, mossy tumors are over here. So, and then the harpies are over here. I guess we can just kind of scatter over here first since we're here. Just make a big rounded turn here. Of course, I just run into the NPCs instead. Sometimes their markers are a little off. It's like, yeah, I don't think the harpies are out in the middle of, you know, right on top of the NPCs, but that's kind of how it works. So. Gotta just know to be smart enough to find them. Look around a bit. There we go. That's a caster. There you go. What does it do? 1 arcane damage every 2 seconds? It's kind of an adorable amount. Not really a lot, obviously, but... Actually, I should have checked. Yes, we have Rake. I just realized we have Rake. Ah, I didn't think of that. So when we dinged level 10, we got the specs, right? I forgot to get Rake. So Rake the target for 11 bleed damage and an additional 47 over 15 seconds. That does a lot more damage as a first strike. Plus it adds a combo point, so that's actually a really nice one. The Thrash also came from the Furl spec, not the Druid spec, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I forgot to look in that. I got a little overwhelmed, excited, you know, and I didn't even use it there. But basically, this used to be an ability you can only use stealth, I think, too, which is interesting. But basically, it adds a nice dot to the NPC. There we go. I guess we can go in more. I just kind of wanted to go further away, to be honest. It's like, I don't want to go deeper. It ends here, unfortunately. This would be a good spot for like a rare or a treasure or something. There we go. But we did kill a rare, didn't we? Like Yeti or whatever those guys are called. The Ursal guy. He was right beside him before we got in the cave. I don't even think we even said anything about him. We were just like, yeah, we killed him. Normal day. Okay, and we just need one more. Looks like we're gonna find lots over here anyways, so. Then we have to move on. Oh, let's go get this. Distraction time. Whee! There's one over here. We'll just cast, see how our... I mean, this should have scaled somewhat too, right? But you would have gotten other abilities now switching to, right? To the, if we want the balanced druid. There you go. And then there's another tree with the quest thing, so I might as well grab that. Let's see how many we aggro here. No, we're good. I think that takes me back to that seed place again. I guess that's how they work. There we go. And we still need one more, you guys. I guess it's because it's a drop chance for the belt. There we go, we got it. And then I guess we're going to just aggro one here, obviously. Oh. Yeah, did we aggro it? Yeah. The nice thing about druids is all the rips and tears they make is that when the mob runs away, a lot of times it'll just finish them off anyways, just because, you know, it'll just keep ticking away and they kind of die. Though there could be a downside of that too, obviously, because then we have to deal with... oh, that's cool. The marker actually follows. What are these guys? They look special. They're in a... That's just a regular spider, just a giant version. That, you have to admit, this looks a little weird, doesn't it? Are they protecting something? Preventing for something coming here? Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. Nice, they didn't even aggro each other. You gotta be careful when you pull mobs, obviously have a chance to aggro other mobs beside it, right? So let's actually heal ourselves here. Is that a rare? Or is that just the same thing again? You know, all the times I've been here, I don't even think I've ever noticed these guys before. They're just regular, I think. It doesn't even make sense. I'll just kill them off anyways, for whatever's sake. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Let's heal ourselves. I like being called an interloper. Oh crap. Die! I didn't expect, you know, them to spawn like that. That was a bit weird. Could be related to one of the classes. Maybe they have a small quest or something available. I don't know. There you go. Interesting. I don't think it had any meaning, my friends. I think that was it. That's all she wrote. Ha! Interesting. Yeah, I wonder if it has some sort of meaning later on, possibly. I think there are quests later on that you can do that are for other expansions that you sometimes come to older expansions. You know, it could be anything, honestly. I just thought maybe if you kill them, maybe a rare would spawn, or maybe they protect a rare. So we got his item. Awesome. And then, oh yes, we got to get the mossy tumors still. Those are kind of annoying to do. Because you have to run all the way to the river. That's these guys that we've done in the past over here. Aha, here we go. I want your nasty tumor. And yeah, they're chance based, so that could take a bit. I was gonna say, if the guy's gonna kill it, might as well tag them, right? we go. Wow, those are really nasty tumors. There you go, we got one. So there you go, you got one of those quests that require quite a bit of killing of them. And then obviously this guy's already gone up and down the lake, so he's pretty much taking care of everything around here for now. Okay, what we do is we'll hand in those other quests, and then maybe I'll work on this one off camera. Oh, can I? Oh, yes, there's your travel form of this type. But yeah, we'll go ahead and hand in that quest, the quest here, and then we can come back, and I'll finish this one off camera, and then we'll continue from there. Okay. Well, I thought that was it, and I'm like running the opposite way. Actually, shouldn't I have a quest for that eventually? I guess not yet.
Peace be with you. May the stars guide you.
And then we're missing one. Ah, here we go.
Hello.
What do we want? We can have the cape, or we can have... Oh, definitely those.
Goddess watch over you.
They have all the cool stuff on them. Cool. And then, yeah, so I will work on those mossy tumors, and then we'll come back next time, and then we'll continue finishing up this zone. We'll probably get to Darnassus, and then we can check out, get our mount, check out the auction house, do a few things, and then on our way to Darkshore, which will be awesome. So thank you guys and girls so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, all that fun stuff, and we'll see wonderful people next time. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.